Football Dad's Army, welcome to the Final Score podcast. I'm joined tonight, thankfully, by the one and only Anthony Herbert. The last show on the Loose Cannon podcast on Tuesday, I do it on my own. I hope I didn't bore you too much. But we have got Anthony with us tonight. Thank you, Jesus. I know everyone's thinking, thank you, Jesus, that we've got Anthony with us tonight. But what we're going to do is we're going to run through last night's game away at the San Siro, getting done by a penalty. Bit controversial in the Premier League. It probably wouldn't have been a penalty, but we all know the rules are different in Europe, and any kind of contact on the arm or hand in the box is a penalty in Europe. So, we can't really argue the toss with that. But was there a penalty for us when the keeper absolutely poleaxed Mourinho, punched him, double fisted him in the back of the head? That wasn't given, and it's that was a bit disappointing for me. I thought that was a penalty as well. So we should have had one each. But in all fairness, it's like a rinse and repeat of the Newcastle game. Although I think we played a little bit better, we still can't find the back of the net. And 20 shots on goal, and we're still not finding the back of the net. Anthony, what did you feel about the game?
Well, I watched most of the game, and I seen most of the game about 60, 65 minutes, and for some particular reason, obviously, I fell asleep. So, but by the sounds of it, what I missed, it didn't really make a difference. Listen, I'm just going to get straight into it, Lee. I felt we were poor, to start off with. And you can tell Inter Milan was absolutely on it in the first 10, 15 minutes of the game. We didn't have a sniff. We didn't have a sniff of the ball. We couldn't gain any possession, any this and that. I just felt like we were lacking, and it just wasn't in like a couple of areas. We were lacking in all areas of that pitch, and even in the players in their position. I thought they were poor, to be honest with you. And that's not just the beginning of the game. That was right through from when I watched it, and also when I actually seen the highlights on YouTube as well, on Sky Sports, the highlights on there. So do you know what I mean? I think there's something wrong with this team. I think there's something wrong with the squad. Everybody's saying that Arsenal are going through rough times at the minute. I've been hearing it. I've heard it sometimes, like on shows earlier today. Arsenal fans has actually been saying it as well. And listen, you touched on the penalty, Lee. It was a penalty. It was. I know it may have not been done deliberately, but it's like what you said, and it's like what I put in our chat. The rules in European football are different slightly to the Premier League. I think, to be honest with you, I think if that would have happened in the Premier League game, to me, that would have been 50-50 whether it was given or not. I'll be honest. But listen, we can't blame the referee. We've got to blame, the players on the pitch, and we got to blame with the manager. Don't worry about Edu. He's gone now. He's a money grabbing twat. I'm going to go into this a sec with Edu. He's a money grabbing twat. He's been offered a job, a different role, with the owner of Nottingham Forest, but he owns 4 different football teams. So what Edu's doing is corresponding between the 4 clubs. Is a new job role that has never been done before. Listen, he's got the job. Fair play to him. The question is that I asked myself with Edu. He was given this job, this role at Arsenal Football Club. Now, with him doing that, was his loyalty? Did he really have much loyalty at Arsenal Football Club? I personally don't think he did. I mean, I don't know what your opinions are on it, but those are mine. And also, I think the team's rubbish. The team's rubbish. Martinelli wasn't great. He's always looking down at the ball. He's running with the ball. He's looking down. You've got to look up. How the hell could you make a pass if you're not looking up? You've got to look at the players.
I can't understand the team selection. I can't understand why he keeps playing Trossard in that number 10. I've said before about Trossard. In my eyes, he's an impact sub. I've said it ages ago. I know you disagree with me on that one. But a lot of people have been saying it after that game, after the previous few games. Actually, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers, content creators, I should say, saying that. And he's an impact sub. He comes off the bench and he scores a goal 9 times out of 10. Comes on from Nelly, takes over on the left. He can't play in that central role. People are saying, why don't we play Trossard up front? They can't play up front or Martinelli. We haven't got anyone that can play up front. Again, Havertz in midfield. It's driving me absolutely insane. How many crosses went into that box? We had over 20 shots. Not one of them on target again.
But all these, it was a point. What was
apart from Havertz? Havertz curled one in, didn't he?
Yeah,
he curled it, and it was going into the top left as he's looking at it.
Would those 20 shots made a difference? Would those 20 shots that we've had made a difference?
Inter Milan, this is the question I want to ask you. Let me just go to the chat and I'll ask you this question. I want to ask you something. And the chat as well. Let's say evening to John Ronan. Evening, sir. AFC, always in the chat, AFC. Big up yourself, sir. All day long. John Ronan. Very frustrated at the moment. Don't know what's going on with the team. I know what's going on with the team. The manager's a wanker. I'm on board. I'm on board with the Arteta outers now. I'm on board.
I know I will, but I don't want a fucking heart attack. Jesus Christ!
I'm on board, mate. You've twisted me melon. Bristol Rovers supporter. Oh God, Aces is having a pop at you. Declan Rice broken toe during Newcastle defeat. It might be okay for Chelsea. We're hoping he is. AFC always. Sorry, 1 second. Lil, shut this door, please. We had 40 touches in the opposition half. 40 touches, AFC. Yeah. I mean, all that field tilt and XG and all them stats mean fuck all. We had 60-odd possession percentage. We had this many shots. We had this, that, all much better than Inter Milan. They dealt with us. It means jack shit. It absolutely means shit. The attack is non-existent. 800 million spent. And we're playing like Stoke City, Mikel Pulis. He's gone so defensive this season. Lil, shut this fucking door, please. Sorry about that. Martinelli like a train on a train track. You can't turn left or right, just running in a straight line. Looking down at his feet. We had more Windows than Microsoft, more phases than Marvel. Oh, God. Chelsea Sunday, captain back in the side for Sunday. Possibly. He had about come on for a couple of minutes, didn't he, Odegaard, towards the end of the game. This is the question I wanted to ask you, Anthony. Did Arsenal's, because we was dominant possession, but what is that noise? I keep hearing the noise. I don't know what it is. Was Arsenal's dominance the reason why Inter Milan were pinned back, or did they just say, "Go on, you have the ball," just like we did, like we done away at the Etihad, you know, against City in that 2-2 draw we had? Did you think that we actually pinned them back? We pinned them in, or did they just let us have the ball?
Well, I think no. I suppose they let us have the ball, but what people don't understand is that was actually Inter Milan's B team. They rested players for their game.
4 players was on the bench that come on during the game
for their game on the weekend, because they got a big game coming up on the this weekend.
Napoli. I think they're playing Napoli, isn't it? It's top of their league.
It's like what I'm saying. It's dire throughout. I mean, Saka was poor. Havertz was poor. Jesus come on when he was poor. I called it out on this show as well, Lee. When you're playing in the same team in that starting lineup, if you've got both Trossard and Martinelli, it doesn't work. That link, it doesn't work at all. It's absolutely rubbish. And the other thing that I'm gonna top on as well is Marina. He played on after. I'm not convinced of this guy. Since he's come into the club, I'm not convinced of it. I'll tell you something now. This is the second time Marina, right? This is the second time he's played in the Premier League. He played 8 games for Newcastle United. They got
Yeah.
rid of him. Because Newcastle thought he was shite, and he was shite at Newcastle. And then we go and buy him from Real Sociedad, and guess what? He was the 3rd choice midfielder,
Mm-hmm.
and we spend all that money on him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done nothing. All right, I know he has scored a goal this season, and it takes time. He's had a little bit, just a little bit of Premier League experience with Newcastle. But what I'm saying is for what we've paid for him and what he's actually produced on the pitch, it hasn't been that great. I haven't been convinced by him at all. And this is the problem with what we've got at Arsenal Football Club. And now with Edu leaving, right, they're saying, oh, Mikel Arteta, he's the messiah at Arsenal, like going back to when Arsene Wenger was the manager at Arsenal. And what gets me, he's now allowed to name his manager. What job is that?
He's director of football. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I can't see that. That's ridiculous. How can he name his own boss?
I hope he names him. And guess what? The guy sacks him on the spot. I fucking hope that happens. Seriously.
Yeah, I can't see. I think we're stuck with him. We are fucking stuck with him.
Yeah.
I was about to make this point as well. AFC Always. He's just said it in the chat as well about Emmanuel. Now we come on the 82nd minute, so he had 8 minutes, and he done more than Trossard in them 8 minutes than what Trossard done the whole game. Yeah. He come on and he made an instant impact. Emmanuel, because he wasn't. He was in front of the box, in front of the defence, in the centre, and instead of trying to pass it out to the side, either side or back, he drove at them. He turned, drove, and had a shot. I know it went over or a little bit wide and over, but he had a dig and he drove at the defence and they was backing up, giving him the space to shoot. I mean, if that don't tell you something, then I don't know what will. The guy needs to start. I know he's only 17. We've had a lot of players, young players that are like Jack Wilshere. Look at him. He burst on the scene at 16. If you're good enough, you're old enough, and I believe it's time. We need to play him. I mean, I'm not sure if Odegaard will be fit for the Chelsea game. He might come on. He come on for a few minutes, didn't he? What was the point of that? Exactly.
I don't understand why they brought Odegaard on. To me, that was a waste of time for the amount of time that he was on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously, it was.
But maybe it's it was just just letting the fans know that he's back fit or nearly fit and he might be ready. Maybe he was just letting the fans know something. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I don't see the point of that.
But this comment from AFC Always, firstly. This guy, we've actually said it. Now, this guy is hungry. Mm-hmm. He's hungry for games. Yeah. He's hungry to get in the team. He's hungry to score goals. And this is what I'm saying. Mikel Arteta can't see this because that's how dumb he is from a manager, right? Mm-hmm. He's absolutely ludicrous. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, for him not to put him in the team, I mean, look, for instance, I'll tell you what, Odegaard's got injured. When you look at that map of the team and the area we're covering, we've got lines going up both sides of the pitch, lines going across, lines going on an angle, but there's fuck all there in the middle. Of that final third of the pitch, there's nothing there, right? So what does that indicate? That must indicate that we missed that Odegaard, or if not, now where we put him in the middle, because this is where we're not getting possession. We're not basically what we've got to be doing. We've got to be exploiting the defense and breaking them up. You've
got to take risks,
exploiting gaps. We ain't doing that because we got nothing there in the middle. So this is what's frustrating for Arsenal fans to watch. Hence the results what we've had in the Premier League, losing to Newcastle, losing to Bournemouth. You know. So it's those two games that really sticks out. I mean, to be honest with you, if we would have scored a goal in the last minute of Newcastle, fucking hell, I would have took a 1-1 draw because of how shit we actually played in that game.
Absolutely.
Plus the Bournemouth game as well. So do you know what I'm saying? So obviously we're missing that creator, that provider in the middle of the pitch. But Mikel Arteta can't see that. But before that game, Mikel Arteta walked in with a bag of lemons, right? And he gave a lemon to each player. Cut the lemon up, and they all squeezed the lemon into a ball. He told them to do that. There was a ball, big ball on the floor. They were squeezing all the lemons into the ball. And he said, this is what it is. Squeezing that lemon is like trying to squeeze the life out of your opponent, right? I don't know where he comes from with this philosophy. Everybody knows that. This is true, Lee, by the way, right? This is true, honestly. We've seen it with the light bulb.
Yeah.
That begins with the letter L. And now we've seen it with lemons. That
Yeah.
begins with the letter L. So the only third thing that begins with the letter L is the fucking losses we've had. So
Yeah.
it's light bulbs, lemon, and losses. That's all we've had. So I don't get it. This way of manager, the way how he thinks, is totally unbelievable, and it's beyond. We're becoming a laughing stock now. We are becoming a laughing stock for this
It's an
Arsenal Football
absolute.
Club.
It's no. It's I can't see. I don't understand. He's supposed to be the best young coach in football. So why can't he see what people like me and you and other fans can see?
The
I
best
don't know
young
what
club.
that fucking noise is. What
He's
is that
going
noise?
to Man United. The best young manager has gone to Man United.
Yeah,
I'm
your careers will
sorry.
probably go with him, and that's another thing. That's another point. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think
That
you
noise
hold on him.
is that noise you're on about is coming from my end.
Oh, is it?
It's doing my head in. Is my fucking smoke alarm.
Ah, I
And
thought it sounded like that because I was looking around.
I've fiddled about with it. I've took the battery out. I've put a new battery in. I've tested it, this, that, and the other, and it still makes that fucking beeping noise. It's doing my
Okay.
in.
I thought I didn't hear that before I come on live.
Yeah.
That noise. Is that yours?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's behind me. Yeah, I mean, I can't. If we can all see it, right? Listen, I am on board now with this because I've watched the Bournemouth game, the Shakhtar Donetsk game, the Newcastle game, and now this Inter Milan game. I've tried to study them games. We've lost them all. We won. Sorry, we won the Shakhtar Donetsk game, didn't we? Just about, with a lucky deflected goal from Martinelli, deflected off the keeper. But I mean, I've not seen this. I thought we had the ball, but we didn't do fuck all with it. Basically, that's what it was. We didn't do. We was passing around, trying to pass around the box because all the Inter Milan players was in the box. Sorry, and then crossing it in, and they were just nutting it away. Every
But that's
time.
what we're doing, Lee. We're crossing it in, but when we got nothing in the middle, what's stopping us is playing the ball, the through balls. That's what's stopping us.
Exactly that, and that's what Emmanuel did when he come on the pitch. One of the first things he did was go through the middle.
Yeah,
that's what I just said. And they was backing off him, and he shot. All right, but he had the ball to do it. We never took any risks. It's too negative. I don't know. What did I say to you? What did I say 2 weeks ago? We're turning into a Mourinho team. We're turning into a Mourinho. I said it weeks ago. What are people saying now? Have you seen it?
A Mourinho team won trophies and cups, and
but I mean, style of football wise.
I don't think we
defensive, counter-attacking.
I don't think we have I mean, your opinion is like Mourinho. I don't think it's a Mourinho thing. I think what it is, we've come on the back end of Mikel Arteta's mistakes. That's what we're doing, and it's being proved now, right? Personally, if you ask me, Lee, I think Mikel Arteta is gradually losing the dressing room.
He's losing it. He's absolutely losing it.
He's losing it, and
players getting the ump because they know.
Trossard, he don't seem interested anymore.
No.
You know, it's like, and all these players, and it has a knock-on effect from one player to another, to this one to that one, and it's like an illness going through the team, and then the manager is trying to perk him up, but he's got no way to correspond to his players to pick the players up, make them gel better, make them pass. He hasn't got a plan I don't think he's got a plan A, let alone a plan B. I've said this all along,
Yeah.
but I feel like, if you've got a plan A, that's your best plan. That's your plan of attack, right? So in
Yeah.
all fairness, if you've got a plan A and that's your best plan, in theory, you don't need a plan B. But with Mikel Arteta's case, you need a plan B, C, and D, but you don't use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a question for you. Who would you like to replace Edu? Omri or Bergkamp? I'm going to say neither.
Neither. I know, because they're both legends. And if they
I
do a
don't
terrible
want.
job at Arsenal, I can't have it.
I
Honestly,
don't want. I don't want a director of football now that's going to be that's in love with the club, that's going to
yeah,
try and penny pinch and say, no, we can't spend too much money there,
yeah,
can't do that there. We need someone who's just going to come in and go, I don't give a fuck how much it costs. We're going to go and get this player. We're going to go and sign him.
yeah,
I'm advocating for Eucharist, but I don't know if you've changed your mind. He got an hat-trick against City in the Champions League. You still think
yeah.
he's not ready to come back?
I knew him.
He's
I
done it
knew
on
him
the
from
biggest stage against the biggest club in the world.
yeah, yeah. I knew him when he played in the Championship with both Swansea and Coventry, and the best
Yeah.
part that he had over his career was on the back end of that season when his last season he played for Coventry. I think he scored 22 goals in the Championship. Then
Yeah.
went to Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is conquering it over there, and he did score a hat-trick past Man City the other night. But the problem is if we get him, he's coming to a better league, a faster pace of football. Because to me, the Premier League is the best football league in the world. That's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
But if he can adapt to it like that, then brilliant, and he can score goals. I'm all for it. Obviously, it
we should
takes a
give him
little
a chance.
time to settle in, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but he's got to prove that. But if it's 100 million, if it's 80 million, if it's between 80 to 100 million, he's got to be starting banging in the goals.
I think he's 80 million clause in his contract.
Yeah,
Buyout clause. I think it's 80
yeah,
million. We got Sporting next. Absolutely, we have in the Champions League. We got Sporting next. Eucharist he'll cook us. He'll cook us. Look, if he's doing it, man, he's doing bits. Listen, if we
yeah,
don't go and sign this player, Man United could be possibly because we've got they've Almiron, they've got the manager. They have a possibility, but he could wind up at a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or somewhere like that. Bayern Munich, maybe. He's going to wind up at one of the great big clubs, and he's never going to look back. I think we should get him before he goes there.
yeah.
I think Tottenham have lost. What a cunt! I put it. Oh, swore again. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to stop using the C word. I'm trying to stop using the C word.
I've noticed now. I've noticed because you shaved your beard off. You ain't got the hair. You're starting to talk less like one. Do you know what I mean?
You prick. No, she wants me to. Now I've had it off. So, everyone, my daughter, my missus, and me stepkids, and that they're all saying, "Well, you're completely different. You got to grow it back." They all want me to grow it back now. Tottenham have lost. I put them in my bet. That's why I swore about that. I'm not happy. I'm happy they lost, but I thought they'd win, so I put them in my bet, and that's it. But anyway, Eucharist scored 16 goals in 10 games. Sesko scored 3 goals in 10 games. And this is the striker Arteta tried to sign him in the summer. Yeah, I know. I haven't followed RB Leipzig, AFC always, but I've been keeping my eye on Eucharist. I've got an app called Sofa Scores, and I follow him in there. And when he assists, when he scores, when he plays, I get a ping. So I've got a couple of players that I'm following on. The app's it's a great app. I'm not promoting it, but it's a great app. It's called Sofa Scores. Go and have a look at it.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. Trouble is though, with that Sesko, how much Gyökeres is going to cost? He cost half, so he's 40 million.
That's
Right?
why we need a sporting director that's going to just say, don't care about, just.
Yeah.
I think Edu was penny pinching a lot.
Yeah.
I think this is right. Not only with contracts, but with signing players.
Yeah.
Listen, we could have signed Osimhen. We could have signed Osimhen, and Osimhen. I think Osimhen. I did it. He wanted to come to either Chelsea or Arsenal in the summer, and he went to Galatasaray.
Yeah.
I kept saying Fibonacci before, didn't I?
What do you, with Edu? I'll ask you a question. With Edu leaving Arsenal, right? Do you think, in all fairness, do you think is a good thing or do you think is a bad thing? What's your
Good thing.
opinion on it?
It's a good thing.
Good. Yeah,
Immediately think it's a good thing because, as I said, I think he was penny pinching. I think
yeah.
I've never known. Listen, it took all summer to sign Marino.
Mm,
Why? Why was it? What was it? What was it? Touring in frame? Was he taking his time? Was he making them sweat it out? What the fuck was
mm.
he doing? I mean, also, and then on deadline day, we get Sterling and Neto.
Yeah.
Did we get three on deadline day? I don't think no. We got Sterling and Neto, wasn't it?
Sterling and Neto was on deadline day. The
On
goalkeeper and
deadline day,
Sterling.
they just
Yeah,
panic buys.
yeah.
Panic buys. I just like, oh, we got. Why can you get that over the line on one day, but then take 6 weeks to sign Marino?
But listen to this. I reckon because we had a shit transfer window, right, which we did, and we got less depth in our squad now than what we did before the window ends.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I put dollars to donuts on it, right? Edu already had that job in the pipeline before the transfer window was finished.
I actually said, you know what? I actually said that because when the news broke, I done a video and I said, listen, he's been sacked. He's because if a manager or coach or director is leaving the club, like he's resigning, you hear that he's going to go somewhere else. You know that you already look, Klopp when he left. Like we knew Klopp was leaving before the end of the season from Liverpool, and it's happened on numerous occasions. That's why I thought he was sacked because it comes out of the blue. You know,
Yeah,
they get the vote of confidence and then they're sacked. But where it just comes straight out of the blue, no one knew what was going on. That's why I believe they were sacked. But they have kept everything very stum since Arteta's been manager. Everything's been like behind closed doors, been very quiet. He don't give nothing away in the press conferences.
no.
He doesn't ever say anything. He did have a little go at the referee again, so he might be in a little bit of trouble. He said we should have had a penalty. You know, when he clattered Marino, their keeper, jumped. He said that Marino got to the header first, and then the keeper hit him just afterwards. But
Mm,
yeah, that should have been a penalty as well. I think that
yeah.
he was clattered. He was punched in the back of the head. So that if that ain't a penalty, I don't know what is. So I do agree with him,
I
but he
think
spoke out again. He
I
might
don't
be in
think
a
it was a pen. I don't think it was a pen. It
no.
looks like a pen when you see it, but actually, when you look at the replay, you slow the replay down. He actually makes contact with the ball before he touches his head. That's where I'm coming from.
Do you
When you
reckon
look at the
I see?
replay in slow motion, he does make contact with his head, but he makes contact with the ball first. It's like a 50-50. When a ball comes in the middle and you've got two players going to go for it, whether it's two defenders or a player and a goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's one of those where it's 50-50, but he did make contact with the ball before he actually made contact with the player's head. But I got to be honest with you, Lee. I thought, from what I seen, I thought that referee, even though he's little bit, card happy. I
Card
mean, fuck
happy
this. Mikel Arteta got a booking, and rightly so.
and
I
Inzaghi.
think,
They
yeah,
both got booked.
and Inzaghi. But in all fairness, I thought he refereed that game quite well.
I said it in the chat. I said it. Who did I say it to? I said no in our chat. Sorry, I said it in
Yeah,
our chat. I said in fairness, I thought the referee was right. He done all right. He done well.
yeah,
He booked. When they was having bit of Andy Doodies. He booked both players both times.
exactly. It wasn't all one-sided.
No,
Do
he
you know
booked
what I
both
mean?
players both times, didn't he? I think
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
one of the fairest refs I've seen in a long time, to be fair. Apart from that penalty shot, I could see the 50-50 in both of them.
yeah,
The Marino one where he had his hand close to his but his hand was up. His hand was
yeah,
here. So,
yeah,
his hand didn't have to be there. But they're saying other top gooners and that are all saying no, never a penalty in the Premier League. It probably would have been a better chance of it not being a penalty in the Premier League, but any contact in Europe,
mm,
UEFA, any contact with your arm or your hand in the box, if it's the opposition, it's a penalty. So unfortunately, that's it. Let me just check to see if there's anything else I wanted to mention before we move on. Done the penalties. We've spoke about Trossard not working, man. He's an impact sub. We've said that. Do you agree with me now? He's an impact sub, or are you still on it that he should start on the left?
I think he's both. I feel like he's an impact sub and he's a player that you can start, but just don't put him in the team lineup when Martinelli's playing. That don't
So
work.
It's one or the other, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. And if
I prefer Trossard.
whoever's
At least
doing
he works up.
yeah. So
You know what I
say
mean?
for example, we went and signed a Leroy Sané, for example. Does he play off the right, Sané? I can't really remember. You'd have one to replace Saka, say Sané. I can't remember if he plays off the right or not. But say because we're linked to him.
Yeah, he plays off the right. He used to play off the right when he's at Man City.
That's what I was thinking. I'm sure.
The left,
so we'd have him as a backup.
So
we'd have him as a backup for Saka, Martinelli or Trossard as backup for each other.
Because Sané was a backup.
But don't use them both because you wouldn't be able to use Saka and Sané in the same team.
Yeah,
you have one or the other. This is what we need to do with Trossard and Martinelli, one or the other, because it's not. They're both getting in each other's way a lot as well. Have you noticed that? They're getting in each other's way a little bit.
It's dire. The problem is like what I said. When you don't play now in the middle, and also you've got Martinelli and Trossard playing, you ain't really got problems. You've got problems on the final third of the pitch from the left-hand side going to the middle. I mean, this is why Saka gets all chopped down and all that, because most of our attack is done down the right than the left. Do you know what I mean? And then what happens? We become predictable. And then when we come too predictable, you've got to look at the games what we've been playing in the Premier League. The last couple of games, Newcastle, Bournemouth. It says it for itself, really.
Yeah, absolutely does. Well, we better zip through this because I know you've got to go on the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's
the goods on there tonight.
Should we have a quick look at? I'll tell you what. We'll save the fantasy, the Premier League for Tuesday. There's not going to be a show next Thursday, everybody, because I've unfortunately I lost a relative last week, and I've got this is why I wasn't on, and I've got a funeral. The funeral's this Thursday, so I won't be on next Thursday.
We'll do everything on Tuesday. We'll do
the Fantasy Premier League on Tuesday. Let's get into this. We're going to do. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do the team selection, our team selection to play Chelsea, and then we'll quickly run through our league Premier League predictions. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's start. Let's go to the team to play Chelsea. So let me share a tab and let's get into it. Right, I've done this all right on my own on Tuesday. So let's see if I can still do it. Bosh. Hang on. Share tab. That's the one. Right, let me know if you can see it. Can you see it?
No. Oh, hang on. Wait there. Yeah, I can see it now. He's just come up. Yeah.
Righto. So first of all, Anthony, let's go for. You can see the chat, yeah. So anyone in the chat, I can't see the chat because it's on my screen. I don't know how to split the screen. I should know how to do it, but I don't know how to split the screen yet. It is a MacBook as well, so I mean, I can't split it. But let's I have to look into that. But let's go for a formation. What formation would you want to go for?
What do you think he's going to play? Do you think a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3? It'd be one of those two.
He's probably going to play a 4-3-3. But I mean, I advocate for the 4-2-3-1. I think that's a more solid formation. So, what's the chat saying? Are they agreeing with us? Are they saying anything?
Tottenham loss. That was John. That's the last comment in the chat.
All right. So no comments yet. So all right. So you lost that. So we're going to go for a 4-2-3-1. Obviously, let's go for the keeper. It's David Raya. It's that's a given. The defence is going to be a given as well, isn't it? So probably
Yeah.
let's go for the centre backs. Let's just put Raya in. Is that working all right? Can you see it? Can you see me putting the keeper in and everything?
Yeah, I can see it in, and punching it in, yeah.
All right, so let's go for the obvious choice of the centre backs, which is going to be
Saliba and Gabriel.
Saliba and Gabriel. Yeah. So William Saliba should have come up. Yes, here he is. So let's put him in. And Gabriel Magalhaes. There he is. He's there already. Gabriel Magalhaes. So let's talk about the right back. Who are we going right back? Ben White?
Yeah, we'd have to go Ben White right back, wouldn't we?
Is anything happening in the chat?
No, it's all right. I'm keeping an eye on the chat as well at the same time.
Okay, so we're going to go for Ben White at right back. Some people might disagree. This is why I wanted to involve the chat. But the dogs are barking.
Yeah,
and then,
sorry about that.
That's all right. No, that's no problem. So left back, are we going to go for Timber?
Yeah, I'll go for Timber.
So we're going to go Julian Timber at left back. I think he was one of our best players, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he was, yeah.
We don't want Zinchenko there because he's just pointless.
Yeah. I think, well, to be honest with you, Lee, I think in that Inter Milan game, the two best players I thought was Timber and Thomas Partey. The rest was absolutely shocking.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to go for defensive midfield players, double pivot. I mean, are we going to go for two defensive midfielders, or are we going to go for like a 6 and an 8? What are we going to do?
I think defensively, I think we might be better off going defensive in that one. So you'd have to put Thomas Partey in one of them.
Thomas Partey. I was thinking maybe an Odegaard if he's fit, and then Nwaneri further up, but it might unbalance the team a little bit. To be fair, I was thinking maybe playing both. You might not, like we said with Trossard and Martinelli, you might not be able to play both of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So who are we going to go next to him? I think Declan Rice could be fit, but we're not sure. He's got a broken toe.
Right,
But
so Declan Rice is not playing. He's been ruled out. So it's do you know what? It leaves two players, really. It leaves three players. You're either going to play Marino or you can put Shevchenko in that role.
Yep. I was about to say that.
You can put
Jorginho.
Jorginho.
I think Zinchenko.
Zinchenko, yeah, I'll go with Zinchenko. I think he might be all right in that.
I think we need to see him here. We've not seen him play in that DM. I'd love to see him play next to Partey. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
It might not work, but it's a possibility that it could work. He's left-footed, so the left side Partey's right-footed, so it could be that balance is better. So there's a balance there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because Timber's right-footed and he's coming in. So as he's coming in, Zinchenko can push out or push up a little bit. Timber can go into his place, and we can they can move across to a back three, and we can have a 3-3-3-4 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Timber moving into the midfield, pushing. Yeah, that could work. I think that could work.
Yeah, I think it could. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for the right wing. The right wing is obviously going to be Saka. You can't not pick him, can you?
No.
So we go for Saka there. Hopefully, in the chat, they're gonna give their opinions. So the number 10. What are we going to do?
so
Are we going?
trouble is though, do you chance Odegaard or would you rather play Nwaneri? Which one would you?
I want to see. I want to see Emmanuel. I want to see him,
Yeah,
but I'm
put him
also
in.
thinking
Put him in.
Odegaard.
I don't think. I personally think. I'll be honest with you, Lee. The reason why I'm saying put him in, I don't think Odegaard is 100% fit. I only think he's about 90% fit at the most.
Yeah,
And against Chelsea, the where they are playing this season and where they are in the league, you need players to be 100% fit.
yeah. There's no picture for Emmanuel. I'm assuming it's because he's under 18.
Yeah.
So this
And
is
on that,
the debate on the left.
Trossard,
Go on.
I want a
Yeah,
player who looks up. I seriously want a player that looks up. I don't want a player that looks down. How could you make a pass when you've got to look up and see where your players? You've got to cross the ball. And I'm talking because I used to play on the wing. You've got to be
yeah,
looking up and looking at your players. So when you cross that ball in, your players are running in that box. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? And Martinelli don't do that. He doesn't do that at all.
He looks at his feet a lot, doesn't he? Why? He's
He
looking at
does.
his feet a lot.
Yeah.
Must be something that he can't. You know, like people they get a trait and they just can't shake. It's like an old habit. Bad habits die hard. Keeps looking at his
Exactly.
feet. So we've got to go for the striker. Oh, we haven't got anyone. I would love to be putting Gyökeres in there right now,
I would as well, but
or an Osimhen, or an
listen,
Isaac,
I'm
or
gonna leave
Watkins.
it up to you. You're either gonna put in Kai Havertz or you're gonna put in Jesus. It don't make a difference which one because they're both on a goal drought at the minute. They're both of them are not scoring. So,
Yeah,
uh, what
I
would you rather do?
find
Would you
it.
rather have Havertz up front to cause problems and have it in the 18-yard box, or would you rather have
Nah,
Jesus with the pace and skill to run onto things?
I'm going. I'm going for this one. I'm going for Jesus. Let me give you my reasons.
Okay.
Havertz has been very. I know so has Jesus. Don't get me wrong; they've both been disappointing. But Havertz is. I think he's been more disappointing. With the dropping with the midfield, playing in midfield. Now I know for a fact that Jesus, he won't be dropping into midfield. He might drop deep a little bit into the 10, like drop back a little, but he won't be dropping down into where Partey and Zinchenko are. He won't be dropping that far back. He might drop a little bit. He might be swapping with Trossard, swapping with Saka a little bit. He'd be able to the three at the front there that they might interchange a little bit. It might make it confusing a bit more for the Chelsea defence. I think he's more direct than Havertz. I think he tends to he's skillful. He tends to run at players, run at
Yeah.
defences more than and he pulls them apart. So he makes space. He can make space for our wingers or Emmanuel or if it's Odegaard to expose that space. But I don't think Havertz does that. I think Havertz.
No.
Don't know. I don't know what Havertz does. I don't when he starts banging in goals again. Then I'm gonna have to, eat my words. But he's not even effective in the box as a. He's not been of late because he's not getting on the end of any headers because he's too deep. Like they're crossing the ball into the box. He's our tallest player in the front three, and he's not getting into the fucking box, and he's not getting in on the end of the headers. I can't work it out. I don't know what's happening. I don't really want to see him play in this game. It's too important for us to experiment with him back in midfield and arriving late and that sort of caper. We need our striker. We need him to be at the top. We need him to have an out ball for when we're being attacked. We need someone up front, quick and nimble to receive the out ball.
Yeah.
Don't flip flop, Lee. What? Because I've gone for Jesus instead of Havertz.
No, do you know what? I think I would have gone. I think I would have gone the same. I think I would have gone the same, and then just bring Havertz. I'll give Jesus 60 minutes, and then if he hasn't done anything within an hour, I'll give Havertz the last 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah, the last half hour. Yeah, make a little bit of a change, but keep Havertz up top. Don't play him in mid. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Unai Emery or Eddie Howe wouldn't play, Alexander Isaacs or Ollie Watkins. They would never play them in the midfield 8. They wouldn't play them as a number 8 midfielder. What he keeps, even I see him playing even as far back as the 6 against Inter Milan sometimes. Havertz was all over the place, man. I don't even think he knows where he's supposed to be. It just seems it's all erratic. It all seems like a mix match. It's like a mix. They all know their position. Last season we was brilliant. I can't work out. I know we had a blip. We had a blip Christmas time last season. Lost a few games. Everyone writ us off. We come back after the winter break, Dubai, and we fucking went on an amazing run.
Yeah.
We might need that again, but we was all knackered because of the World Cup before that, or not? Yeah, the World Cup, wasn't it? The World Cup before that, because it was everyone was knackered after that, weren't they? It was a winter.
Yeah.
It was a winter World Cup, wasn't it?
That's right.
So then we had the winter break after that, and it was. Or was it before that? I can't remember if it was after or before. Anyway, it's irrelevant now. But we had that break in Dubai, and we was all going mad. We rolled in these fucking flops. Look, why has he took them to Dubai? Oh, as if losing games was good enough, and top 4 was good enough. We should be challenging them. We was all going mad about it. And when they come back, they was absolutely brilliant, weren't they? They was absolutely brilliant. So we had to eat humble pie with that one as well. So there's the team there. Let's go through it. We've got David Raya in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber, the back 4. Surprising midfield with Zinchenko partnering Thomas Partey. On the right wing, obviously Saka, Nwaneri in that number 10. We've gone for Trossard on the left wing. And up front, up top, but stay up top, Gabriel Jesus. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a strong enough team to beat Chelsea.
Yeah, I do.
I really do.
I think what that is, what's key there in that team, I think, is the double pivot of Thomas Partey and Zinchenko. We haven't really seen that much before. So that's if he goes with that, that's where it's going to be interesting. That bit there in the middle of the pitch.
Do you know what, Anthony? He used Zinchenko as an inverted fullback anyway. So Zinchenko was playing in that midfield role, but it's leaving the left back position exposed because he couldn't get back quick enough, and he's not a good enough defender. But that's where I think he plays well. And if he's got someone, because Gabriel used to have to move over to the left back position to cover him.
That's right.
If Timber's there already, there's no need for Timber to invert. Well, if he does invert, we can overload the attack with Zinchenko pushing forward. But don't invert him, leave him there, and then Zinchenko can do what he does for Ukraine in midfield. And he can move up to the 10, and when he can move up front with Jesus. They can swap Trossard, and when swap with Saka. And let Saka move up when he goes over to the right, whatever. There's options. There's differences. There's confusion. You could take risks like that. With an attacking team like that, you can take risks. And Arteta just ain't got the fucking bottle to do it.
No, he hasn't.
And
he hasn't at all. It's just the way how he is. He's stuck in his own ways, and I'll be honest with you. It don't seem like the guy don't like change. Spice it up a bit. If you're a goal down, I mean, if you lose a game 1-0, to me, it don't make a difference if you've lost 2-0. If you can actually see the changes that he's trying to produce and trying to make throughout the game, right? You can give the guy a little bit more leeway, a bit more credit, but we don't see it. So, in all fairness, he's going to be stuck by it, and with proper Arsenal fans, they're seeing it and they're going to comment on it, and the comments towards Arteta ain't going to be that great. So,
no, absolutely. Look, I've been a flip flop all season. But I'm on board with you. I've seen enough.
Yeah.
I've absolutely seen enough, and I wouldn't bet an eyelid if they sacked him tomorrow. Honestly,
Yeah.
don't care where he goes. I don't care if he goes to another club in the Premier League and smashes it. I don't give a fuck. I just want him out of our club because he's not cutting the mustard for me. I've seen enough. I've seen enough of his absolute ignorance and arrogance. He's ignorant and arrogant. He's both.
Yeah.
And he's so far sucked up at his own fucking arsehole, seeing these stupid things that he's with lemons and pickpockets and fucking playing "You'll Never Walk Alone" chant from the fans at the training ground last season.
Light bulbs.
Eh?
Light bulbs as well.
Oh, light bulbs. Oh, I've seen enough. Absolutely seen enough. Right, let's run through our match predictions. It's only me and you. I think the chat's empty at the moment. Anyone want to jump on it in the chat? Jump on it with us. But we're going to go with Brentford, Bournemouth.
Right, Brentford and Bournemouth. Do you know what? I'm gonna go for a draw in this game. So I'm gonna go. Do you know what? I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw.
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm going for a 2-1 victory for Bournemouth. Bournemouth have impressed me. I know they're away. They don't travel very well, but they've beat Arsenal and Man City at the Vitality. I think they're going to have. I think they're going to have. Excuse me. I think they're going to have enough for Brentford, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Palace, Fulham.
Palace, Fulham. I tell you what, I thought Fulham played really well, going a goal down. I think it was at Brentford they played on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
So and they won 2-1. But Palace is. Oh, sorry. Put me down for a Fulham win. I'm gonna go 2-1 Fulham.
2-1 Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Palace have been crap this season. They're not the same. They miss Elise, didn't they? They miss him bad. I mean, Eze and Mateta, they're still there, but they're not firing. They started all right, but
I think Anderson, is it Anderson as well, or what's his name? The centre back, he's gone to Fulham.
Yeah.
I think we're missing him as well at the back. So
I'm going to agree with you on that. I think I'm going for 2-0.
Okay.
2-0 Fulham. West Ham, Everton.
Both teams shit. Both teams are crap. Both teams are shit. None of them can score in a brothel. If they went in there, I think they should get their money back. I think personally, I'm going to go. I can't split it, so I'm going to go for another draw on this one. Lee. Sorry, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw on this one.
1-1 draw. I'm going 0-0,
Yeah.
mate. I'm going 0-0.
Yeah.
Shit game. Sorry, West Ham fans, but it's shit game, man. We'd be surprised it'd be 4-4 or something.
Yeah.
Wolves, Southampton.
Wolves of Southampton. I reckon this game might have goals in it. Southampton, even though they've been losing, but they've been playing really well against like the likes of Man City and that. Do you know what? I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Wolves on this one. I just feel that they've got more to offer up front than what Southampton has.
Yeah, I think I'll go for 1-0. 1-0 Wolves.
Yeah.
I ain't seen a lot of goals so far. Brighton City.
Brighton playing really well. Haaland hasn't scored in his last 5 Premier League games. He needs to be fed. If he's not fed, he's not scoring. Haaland. I've always said this. He needs to be fed. He's like a machine. Yeah. So, in all fairness, I'm going to go for a Man City win on this one. And if he does score, I reckon he might get an hat trick. He's going to surprise us with another hat trick. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Man City.
Okay. Cool. 3-1. I'm going to go 2-2. Draw.
Okay.
Desmond. There's a good game there, Liverpool Villa. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But I honestly think Villa. I can't believe they got smashed by Spurs. But they've done well in Europe.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool are going to be too strong for them. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
go for a 2-1. I'm going for 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know what? I can see Villa. They're a good team, but they're not quite there yet. And I think what's going to affect them this season, same as that season, is the Champions League football. So I
Yeah.
reckon it'll have an effect on them playing in some of these top games in the Premier League. So do you know what? With Arne Slot doing what he's doing, and I think he's been more creative with this
Proper
team.
doing
than
bits,
Klopp.
isn't he, Arne Slot?
Yeah. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool. Seriously, I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0. United Leicester?
I think Van Nistelrooy is doing well. They beat Leicester in the cup 5-2, but it was Leicester's B team. I will be honest with that and give them regarding that. I'm going to go for a Man United win. I'm going to go 2-1 Man United.
2-1 United. Yeah, I think I sort of agree, but I don't think Leicester are going to score, so I'm going to go 2-0. Oh, shit, I did it the wrong way around. Hang on. What did you say? You said 2-0 Liverpool, didn't you?
I said 2-0 Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah. What did you say? 2-1 United?
Yeah, 2-1 Man United.
Yeah, 2-1 United. I said 2-0 United. That's it. Forest Newcastle?
Forest Newcastle, I think they're both playing well. I think Chris Wood is doing fantastic this season for Forest.
isn't he?
So, do you know what? I reckon this game's got goals in it. Put me down, and I don't know why I'm going to say this. Put me down for a 3-3.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew. I was thinking you was going to say that. 3-3. I'm going for a 1-0 victory for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it the other way. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, neither of them want to lose. Forest have moved up to third place. Newcastle need a win. I think it's going to be a tight game. Forest ain't going to want to lose it. I can't see him.
No.
I can't see him like going over the ball to try and. They're not as if they're fighting for their lives as usual. So I just think they're going to keep it tight. I think it's going to be 1-0 Newcastle. Spurs Ipswich.
Spurs Ipswich. I think if there's any chance that Ipswich, I reckon. No, seriously. I think if there's any chance of Ipswich beating a top team, I reckon it could be Tottenham. So, and I think there's going to be goals in it. So, do you know what? Put me down for a 3-2 win to Ipswich.
3-2 win to Ipswich. Okay.
Yes.
I can't see. Hate to say it, but I think Spurs are going to annihilate them. I'm going to go 3-0 Spurs.
They've got a few injuries, mine's Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't care. Ipswich ain't great. Yeah, I still think 3-0 Spurs. Yeah. They're just too attacking. They're so attacking. They play so high. And they're like, we're going to score more goals than you. They always want to score, always looking to score goals. And they're not great in the defence. They concede a lot. But I don't see Ipswich. I can't see it, unfortunately. Chelsea, Arsenal. I know already what I'm going to say.
I'm going to go. Do you know what? I've gone for it.
Down now before you say it.
And right? I'm going to go for a Desmond 2-2.
2-2. Oh, I've written it the wrong way around. Shit.
If you write 2-2 around the wrong way around, it'll still be 2-2.
No, my one. I wrote it down before you said anything because I wanted to make sure in my own head that I wrote mine first, so in case it's the same. But no, I've gone for a 1-0 loss. 1-0 Chelsea.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna. I think we just lost it, mate. And I know for a fact Arteta's going to pick a team with Arteta with Everts in midfield, and it's just going to be a shit fucking team selection. He's going to be a
Yeah.
4-3-3. Hasn't worked, but then again, they show it as a 4-3-3, or some of the graphics show it as a 4-4-2. But that no one plays in the positions that they're in except for the wingers and
That's
the centre
true.
back. The wingers and the centre backs are the only ones that I can see where they're playing.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is just all like mix and match.
Yeah.
They're all just running all over the place. They look like they don't know where they're supposed to be.
All right.
But anyway, we better wrap this up because I know you've got to go and do the good, the bad, and the ugly. Go and follow
Yeah.
Anthony on the good, the bad, and the ugly on Early Doors Football TV, Tony's channel, brilliant channel. I can now relax. So Anthony's got to go and do another show. I feel sorry for you, mate.
No.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate that. And if you've been here this long, don't forget to stick a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't already. Click the bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next one.